Hey everybody. Hey Charlie. How's everybody doing today? It's not Taylor today, it's me. I am tag teaming in. Hi everyone. Hi Robin. Hi Anna. Hi Kathy. I'm tag teaming in. Hi Mindy. Taylor's on vacation this week, and so she said, hey, do you want to do the live with your new kit? And I hope I don't pass out. That's all I'm saying, everybody. So if you don't know who I am Heather Nichols, and I have been with TE like a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in November, and I'm on the creative team. You see me on the blog. I write the blog, so if you visit the blog, thank you so much. Lots of hard work goes into that. And I am also I'm also part of the team in the office, but I'm not in Iowa with everybody else. I'm in central Minnesota, so when we have our meetings, I'm the one on the screen. So this actually shouldn't be much different for me to talk to you this way now, but you know, it is. It's a little bit high pressure, you guys, so thanks for bearing with me. It's my first time doing a live on Facebook, so I see everybody coming in. Hello everybody, lots of friends, lots of faces and crafters that I see and chat with, and it's good to see you all. Thanks everybody. So I want to start with a few announcements. Have you all seen the new TE team announcement? All of the new creative team members, video team members, and our TE team. It's very exciting to have all of these talented faces join us. I'm really excited to see what all of them have in store for us. And so if you haven't, make sure you go visit their Instagram, their Facebook, and congratulate them and welcome them to the TE family. I know this is going to be just a lot of fun. Thanks, Charlie. And I made a list so you guys, so I don't forget what to say. I wanted to tell you about the retirement sale because I know y'all like a good deal, and that is still going on, so make sure you check that out. And of course, Stamp Joy, which I'll be teaching live on that too, so this is probably a good run through for me to talk to you all here. And yeah, so that'll be fun. It'll be online, virtual. Sounds like lots of people are attending. So if you are, I can't wait to see you there. I've seen the exclusive stamp set. You're going to love it. I love it. I love seeing the new products come through, whether they're, you know, somebody else's design or my own, because I do product design for Tailored Expressions too. And there's nothing like getting that new stamp set in your hands, whether it's, you know, like I said, something I designed or not. It's so much fun to play with the new products because I'm sure some of you, if you've ordered the Frosty kit, which is what we're going to talk more about today, it's so much fun to actually get that product in your hands and create with it. So I have seen the Stamp Joy exclusive set. You are going to love it. It is so wonderful. So that is exciting. So the registration, you go to the TE website, and the registration for that goes through, not October, it's in October, the 9th and 10th, but registration goes through August 15th. So that's coming up. Let's see, anything else we want to talk about before that? I'm the mystery person. So I have some, let's see, on the blog today, did you guys stop by the blog today? There is a new video with a card. I'll actually give you a closer look, but this is a quick look at it. But I'll flip you down and give you a closer look. I made a shaker card with the Frosty kit, and you can watch the video on how I created that and see more inspiration from the TE team. We've had a lot of fun, I think, with all of the hot weather. It's been fun to think a little bit cooler. We actually had in Minnesota this week a little bit of a cold front come through, and so that was nice to have not 100-degree temperatures going on, and going for a walk outside you didn't feel like it was just too hot, so it was good. So that was kind of fun inspiration. I sat down and played a little bit more with my kit, and I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks using that I think that you will like. So if you're ready, I'm going to flip this down. I have like all of my little tripods all around so I can flip you around and down. in my little craft area. I craft down in my basement, and it's quite cool down here, although right now I am not feeling very cool. I'm feeling definitely nice and warm. Okay, let me flip the camera. My other fear is I will hit the power button on my phone, you guys, and shut you off, but it looks like we survived that. Okay, so let's take a look at that little Frosty shaker card. It's got the little bits and pieces, snowflakes inside the shaker, and it's a super easy type of shaker to make. Watch the video. The TE foam sticky strips are the key for sure. The background is stamped with that Frosty background. I did mine in sugar cube ink instead of black, and then did my colors. Mindy's getting addicted to toffee cardstock. This is my plan. All of you are going to just love it. I have just always, if you've followed me for years, I've been stamping for years. Toffee or craft cardstock is just always been a favorite of mine. It's always been something that I've used. And I love the white ink. White pigment ink is just something I totally enjoy using. I love the look, and I use it a ton on my projects. So here's a closer look at just what that background looks like without all the stuff on top of it. And I've just had fun making backgrounds, so these will hopefully become projects soon. The craft cardstock, here I did the stencils in the white on white for a whole white on white look. Here I did them in the toffee ink with the, of course, splatters across there. This is the regular, actually both of these are the regular background stamped in the Oreo ink with all of the color details in, and then I stenciled those snowflakes on top and did the, it's this stuff right here, the Stickles glitter gel, give it a little bit of sparkle. I loved the tone on tone card that Jen Schultz did. I don't know if you've stopped by the blog to see it, but it is so much fun where she did the gumball cardstock. So I did my own kind of tone on tone version. So this should become something. So there's my kind of creation pile. And of course I've cut out lots and lots of snowman heads and bodies. Here's a couple more cards you've probably already seen from my blog. Here's where I took the toffee background and cut out the little snowman heads and just popped them up along the pattern in the background. This is the little sentiment strip with the sentiment strip duo dies. And here's a coordinating card. So this is the same background. I just used a tag die cut to cut it out. And do you love the little Frosty body? So you can cut out his body and make him a whole snowman. I think that's so much fun to do. And here is one with that background with the sparkly snowflakes and more of the strips. And this is what I'm going to show you today. I don't know if you can see that these strips are different sizes, but they still have the detailed ends on them from the dies. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really quick and easy to do. So I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. And then I have one more card you have not seen yet. This is one where I took the snowflake background. And we'll see how we're going here, because I can show you how I created this with the snowflake stencil, so that instead of leaving the openings, I shifted things around a bit to get a more covered snowflake kit, and did 3 of these little snowman guys. And you can see how cute those little bits and pieces snowflakes are. I'm so excited they're selling them separately in the shop. These are something that I will probably keep a good supply of for sure. All right, so let me show you how I did the different size strips, because all of the sentiments are sized to fit on the strip, and you can absolutely just center them right in the middle, or like on the shaker card here, I just stamped it on the edge and then I tucked the end behind and I trimmed it off behind the snowman. But if you wanted to do a different size, it's really easy to do. So I'm going to grab my little sidekick. How many of you have one of these little sidekicks? I love this little die cut machine. I first was introduced to my dear friend Carol. She is my stamping friend that I go spend time with at her house, and I miss that so much. Us and our friend Lisa get together pretty regularly. and stamp at her house, but she had one and I fell in love with it because instead of getting up and walking across the floor for my little dies to my big die cut machine, I use this little one. If you have a glass mat, I don't know if anybody works up with that. This is that Tim Holtz glass mat. It sticks to this thing perfectly. I love it. So, okay, I'm going to cut out the little banner. We'll cut out a couple of these. This is that cherry pop cardstock. I am definitely more of a traditional color person when it comes to Christmas colors. I love my reds and greens. I love seeing the pinks and the turquoises and different things like that that people like to do for Christmas, but I tend to stick to those kind of more traditional and rustic colors rather than stray outside of that. Okay, so let's see. I've got this larger one now. You can do a couple things. You can either cut this before, or you can put your sentiment on here and then cut it, which then it's maybe a little bit trickier to do your spacing, but I can show you. I'll trim this one down in just a minute so you can see that you actually can stamp here first and do it. But all you have to do is take that die, so it's the same exact die, and you're gonna slide it down, let's say, so whatever is under the die is how long it's going to be. I'll slide it down. If you want to put a little bit of tape on there, you can. I think I did it this way. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run that very end of the die back through the die cut machine. So don't go all the way. I guess it really wouldn't matter, but I just do the end. I try to do things quick and easy. So I'll slide that in there, do just the end and come back out. I did it on the scallop one, but you get the picture. So now I have that same detailed edge, but I have a smaller version of the die. I actually can fix that, so I could use it on a project. So we'll just slide this. This has that little kind of dotted detail, so I just make sure that's sticking out because you don't want that kind of left over on your project. This is that Scotch removable tape. I asked Taylor a long time ago because I kept seeing it in her videos, what is that tape? And so I finally ordered some, and it is amazing. You can reuse it, it's strong. So there. So now I have a tinier tag that has the little edge details on either end of that. I'll show you how to stamp on this in just a second, how I stamp on it. I'm sure you could figure it out too. Let's take this little Let's Get Cozy die, and I'm actually going to change this. Instead of the little zigzaggy end, I am going to flip it to the scallop one. So again, all I'm going to do is kind of line that up right on the end. Where's my little piece of tape? Definitely cut and then stamp. Yep, I've done it both ways, and I'm not a super, like, strict on my measurements type of person, but I do always say if it's not totally centered, add a snowflake sequin, add a little some embellishment to offset that it looks off-center. So I've got one little end cut with that, and I'm gonna just do the other little end on that. So this works with these little strip, sentiment strip duo dies, but if you have like another strip die of any kind with the edge, you could probably experiment with some bigger size dies too to make them other sizes. So here I've got the Let's Get Cozy. Here's the original, what it looked like on the longer one, and here you've got it just a little bit smaller. So it kind of depends on the look you want to go for. This is totally fine to leave it on the long strip, but if you want to snug it up, you don't have as much space or something like that, you can make it littler, or like I did on this card. I just thought it would be fun to have different random sizes on the card just for a fun look. So it's a fun thing to try. So when I stamp with these, I've got my little mini Misty set up here with my template. So I usually take a piece of cardstock that's scrap or something like that and cut your pieces out of it. Let's see, where's my little red one? I would just fit that in there. You can even use that piece of tape to hold it in place. I am all about the tape. I tape here, I tape here. I mean, who needs a magnet? I do use my magnets, but I do a lot of taping in my Misty. All right, where is my stamp set? Here it is in the lovely bag. I'm trying to think which sentiment I should use on here. Let's do the Let It Snow. That is about perfect for size. So you can get, like I said, you can get fancy and measure and center everything just right, or you can just kind of go for it as well. And I'm not going to emboss today. I'm just going to stamp this in Oreo ink. It'll probably be crooked. I'm trying to make it straight, but the pressure, you guys, of being live and you're all watching me. I'm usually stamping by myself with my cat. She actually didn't come down to join me for the live today. I'll have to do some more of these with black ink. I embossed mine all in white. So there it is on the little shorter tag, ready for a project. Yes, using the little templates and jigs is the way to do it to get everything straight. I still manage to make it crooked sometimes, but that is that. So what do you guys think of that little trick? Something to add something different to using your strip dies. That's why I'm nervous. That's right, Christine, my cat's not down here. She probably would be meowing at me because they get funny about that. All right, let me show you how I created this background on this card. I've got my snowflake stencil. And what I'm gonna do is, you see I've got the rows because these are the spots where the snowman heads would normally sit. And Taylor did her one card that you saw the video the first day, and she just used the snowflakes from the sentiment set here and stamped them into the openings. And you can definitely do that. But this is just another option. I'm just going to try to kind of offset this a little bit. I already sprayed pixie spray on the back of my stencil. And I'm going to use confetti cake here with my blender brush. My blender brushes are well loved. All of you that have color just here, that is not how I roll. I did a show with Tailored Expressions last year, and they had me at the end of the counter. And Taylor came up to me and she said, when you craft, you get into your crafts. And I definitely do. All right, so let's do confetti cake. First, do the blending. I definitely love my blender brushes. I probably need another set, quite honestly. All right. So there we've got the confetti cake all together. And I'm just going to take the stencil and I'm going to shift it over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this line of snowflakes kind of right down that gap right there. So that will fill in all of those empty spaces and create that more fuller snowfall background. And this time we're going to do Cookie Monster. You could do, of course, any colors you want. This will just be a shade darker than what we've got going on. I was at the Shakopee show last summer, so you may have met me there for sure. Yeah, you don't have to add a lot of pressure with the brush. I have a heavier hand for sure. That's just how it works for me. I think when the blender brushes first came out, and the design team had projects up, Melody Ruppel had this gorgeous example of doing a light hand to get pastel colors or a heavier hand to get bright colors. And that is a challenge for me to get the pastel colors for sure. Cookie Monster is one of my favorite colors that Tailored Expressions carries. Guava is another one I am really loving. Okay, why don't we add some sparkle to this while we're at it, huh? So this is that Stickles Moon Dust Gel and the Nuvo spatulas. These are awesome. I know Taylor keeps saying it, but it is so true. And I actually am partial to this triangle-shaped one. Yes, toffee, definitely toffee. You don't even have to really say that. That's my number one for sure. So I'm starting at the top and brushing down. You always get a lot of gel here, and it goes a lot further than you think it's going to go, because as you scrape down, it kind of collects onto your spatula. And this is the one, the Nuvo Moon Dust one, only takes about 10 minutes or so to dry. It really dries fast. The Stickles takes longer for sure. I feel like I have a little bit more working time and I'm not running to my sink to rinse this off. TE does sell these. They're the Nuvo Media spatulas, I want to say. Is that what they are, Charlie? Yep, she just put a link up for it. I make sure I get glitter in all these little crooks and crannies. This one with the little snowflakes. It's hard to see exactly. And of course I'm using the clear gel glitter. Trying to make sure it's all smooth and even. This one isn't as big of a deal. When it has a bigger opening, it's definitely a little bit more of a challenge to see what's on there. So, and then that gel, it's not going to go back into the container, so I'll rinse that off. If I was crafting, I might start pulling out more projects to add more glitter to, just to kind of use up what I've got going on. That's not a whole lot anyway. All right, I'll put the lid back on here so that doesn't get dried out. I wish this was bigger, this bin, so whoever makes this Stickles gel needs to make me a big tub of this versus this little tiny thing, because I love this stuff. All right, peel that off. And you have a whole snow flurry background to use behind your snowmen or your other winter themed projects. So instead of, like, this was designed to go around the snowman heads, whoops, on here, you can adapt it and use it to create a full snowy background or whatever else you can come up with. So there you go. I'll flip you guys back up so you can see me one more time. Try not to turn you off. You can see my messy basement. All right, everybody, what do you think? Thank you so much for joining me today and being patient, because this, seriously, my family is like, I can't wait till this is done, because she's just so stressed about it. But I'm still here, I'm still alive. Taylor, I didn't pass out, so she can let me do it again. And so I don't know, I'll see you on another live, or for sure, if you're doing Stamp Joy, you'll see me live there. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a good day. Hope you have time to craft today. And we'll see you next time. Bye.